What's going on, guys? Welcome back into the channel. In today's video, we have a special one for you. It's finally here. This is something that was suggested to me by a viewer a while back, and that was to make an all hidden gems team within Madden and to see what we could do with them. So in today's video, I'm going to be introducing you guys to the all hidden gems team that we have here on Madden 22. And we're going to be looking forward to seeing if we can win a game with these guys. And if we can win a game with these guys, we even may make this into a series to see how we can develop this team. So I hope you guys are as excited for this as I am. I think this is going to be a super interesting series. And to be honest with you, it's going to be a little bit of a example of what not to do with a franchise within Madden, because we have some of the worst overall players that you're ever going to see play an actual game within franchise mode or within Madden whatsoever. So without further ado, let's go ahead and dive into it. So with that being said, our first step to achieve greatness here with our Hidden Gems team is to utilize free agency to our advantage. And we've talked about this within our Hidden Gems videos about how there are free agent players out there that you guys can hop right into a franchise mode and pick up to utilize on your team. And that yielded some fantastic results for us that are going to be crucial key players to this team, like our punter, J.K. Scott, who actually has star Dev, and our kicker Joey Sly. Yes, those are who I'm leading off with. We got to take the wins where we can get them, because it's not going to get much better than this. So we have a pretty good kicker and punter, considering we now have 99 kick power at kicker and 94 kick power at punter with star Dev on the punter. Yes, again, this is where I'm starting off because it doesn't get much better where we're going from here. The next player to talk about is going to be our halfback that we picked up out of free agency, Javian Hawkins. Now, I don't know who exactly I'm going to start out of this group, and we'll get back to every single one of these positions in a moment, but this was a pretty interesting signing out of free agency, probably one of the better ones considering the age and overall combination, and one that I highly recommended to you guys in my Hidden Gems running back video. So Javian Hawkins was one of the first running backs we picked up. I was also able to go through and pick up wide receiver Isaiah Coulter, a 22-year-old 66 overall out of free agency. And then we get into some of our defensive players that I was able to add, like middle linebacker Voshawn Joseph, as well as two outside linebackers in Tanner Muse and Noah Dawkins. If you can't tell already, they're speed-based. 90 speed for both of those guys, 86 speed for Voshawn Joseph. And that really gets us started in the direction of what we're looking to do with this team on defense at corner. We were also able to pick up Keon Crossan as a free agent, starting up a brand new franchise, so that one's pretty big. And then at free safety, we were able to get Asari Crosswell. And this is going to lead me directly into what we're going to talk about next, which is the players that we had to acquire from other teams. And you're going to see the best player by far is also listed here at the free safety position. So sorting by overall roster, you guys can see that we have one, count them, one player above an 80 on this team, on this roster. We have, count them, two players above a 75 on our roster, and that's going to be our fullback and our punter. So this team looking really good, guys. Let me tell you, this team is going to be a heck of a lot of fun to play with. This is sarcasm, okay? I have no idea what this is going to be like to play with this team on the field. We're going to try to make something happen with them, but nonetheless, this team is looking very, very weak. With that being said, though, let's go ahead position by position and really break this down and see what we're working with. At the quarterback position, I went with athleticism. So we've got Cole McDonald and Trace McSorley. Yes, we are going to start a quarterback that is in the 50s. There are other options out there, but I like Cole McDonald. I like Trace McSorley. He can put it on a dime. We got guys here we can work with. I'm excited about this. We got guys like Cole McDonald that have the athleticism, 88 throw power. That's pretty good to work with from a 23-year-old, and if we do play this long term, we'll be able to build him up. At running back, Kalen Ballage stuck from the main roster on the Pittsburgh Steelers. We're going to keep him. He's a very effective back. He's big, he's strong, he's quick, and if anybody's going to get a starting job here, it could potentially be him. But a couple of guys that I am excited for would be Bo Scarborough out of Alabama, 6'1", 232. I've utilized him in a bunch of franchises. He's actually really exciting to utilize. And then Jake Funk coming over from the Rams. I mentioned it earlier, our fullback, Jalen Samuels. Yes, I have converted running back Jalen Samuels to a fullback position. In college, he played a little bit of tight end, a little bit of H-back, a little bit of running back. He can do it all. He's going to do that for us. He's a 77 at the position. He's probably going to play some tight end for us because when we go to look at our tight end position next, we're really weak. We got our 65 overall Colby Parkinson, who is the developmental prospect. We've got the 90 speed Jacob Harris from the Rams, and we've got Zach Gentry making his way over from none other than the Pittsburgh Steelers. At wide receiver, we're looking pretty weak. We do have a couple of athletes, which is going to help our cause, but we picked up wide receiver Braxton Berrios, wide receiver Steven Sims, Terrace Marshall Jr. Again, I tried to avoid as many rookies as possible, but Terrace Marshall Jr. is a pretty good candidate. Jalen Hurd might utilize him in some running back type situations since he was a running back at one point in college. 97 speed Anthony Schwartz. I simply couldn't pass this up. There's just, I mean, we had to get ourselves a speed demon there that would give ourselves some type of a chance here on the offensive side of the ball. So we brought him over, and then we also got Racey McMath, the 92 speedster off of the Titans. At offensive line, things are looking shaky, and this is going to be a tough line to work with. We have to understand when we go to play a game with this team, we're not going to get a lot of time in the pocket, and we're not going to get massive holes opened up for our running back. It is going to be a struggle behind Greg Little, Austin Jackson, Cody Ford, Kendrick Green, Natani Muti, Nick Harris, Lloyd Cushenberry III, Sadiq Charles, Spencer Brown, and James Hudson III. Moving over to the defensive side of the ball, I thought about it and I figured, what's the best way we can get away with running all of these trash players on the defensive side of the ball? And it's probably going to be to play a 4-3 defense. It doesn't require as intricate of a skill set. You only get the 2 defensive ends edge rushing, you got the D tackles rushing, and then you have 3 linebackers out there in the base set, transitioning to 2 linebackers in nickel formations, but the D-line stays on the field. So we're going with AJ Epineza. Yes, the Bills have not utilized him enough to this point, so this is a very nice selling point for this entire system that we're running, as we do have a couple of nice developmental players like AJ Epineza who we can build around. We also brought in Ernest Brown IV. We also brought in Curtis Weaver and Patrick Jones. So the only real threat we have rushing the quarterback is going to be AJ Epineza. At D tackle, we have a bunch of run stoppers. We don't really have a whole lot of option to rush the quarterback here. We brought in Tim Settle, Harrison Phillips, James Lynch, and Jalen Twyman. Yes, we did bring in a couple of Pittsburgh guys just because I'm curious. I want to utilize them a little bit. So that's what we got on the defensive line. At linebacker, again, we're going to be speed focused. At our Sam spot, we have Buddy Johnson and Terrell Lewis. At Mike linebacker, Blake Cashman, the speed demon. I think he's going to be a good addition to the team. And Voshawn Joseph. And then we already mentioned our right outside linebackers, but we did also add Davion Taylor on top of Muse and Dawkins. Our secondary is where we need to be worried. I really think that the secondary is going to struggle just based on lack of coverage skills. We brought in Darnay Holmes. We mentioned Keon Crossan. We kept Justin Lane, and we also brought in Aaron Robinson and Tyler Hall. And finally, at our safety positions, we've got Jabril Peppers. He's the bright spot on the defense. I hope that shows based on his overall. I hope that he stands out, and that's going to be one thing that I really want to watch out for, and I'm actually kind of excited to see, is our 81 overall player going to stand out compared to all of the other crappy players on the field? I don't know. I'm kind of curious. If Madden was realistic, yeah, he should probably stand out. He should probably pop off the page looking like a really good player compared to all the other crap that we got going on here. Asari Crosswell backing him up, and then Grant Delpit at strong safety. Yeah, this one, I took a little bit of liberty with this one, but he's technically not starting on their roster, and they have a lot of other players at safety that they can utilize, so we did decide to go with Grant Delpit. Yes, there are a lot of LSU players here. I can't help it. They just have a lot of players in the league. and then Brandon Jones backing him up. So let's go ahead and get the full picture of the roster together as a team. Let's see what it looks like here. Our team is going to be basically a couple of players up front on our offensive line on the interior. This is why I have a little bit of hope. I think we can get some movement. I think we'll be able to run the ball a little bit. We're going to be leaning on 50-something overall quarterbacks. So the team overall just not the best, but our defense here also has a couple of potential bright spots in guys like Darnay Holmes, AJ Epineza, Grant Delpit, Jabril Peppers that could be cornerstones to build this team up as a unit. But nonetheless, I think that this is a very cool, a very interesting experiment in what it could be like to utilize all of these players. And, you know, thank you guys for coming up with the suggestion to do this type of a video. So let me know in the comment section below, are you excited to see some gameplay with this squad? I mean, we don't have a lot going for us, but I do think on all Madden difficulty, on probably base sliders, I think we can do it. I think we can pull out a win. And if we did go to a full season, I want you guys to give me your predictions on what our record would be going through a 17-game season. Do you think we could make playoffs? Let me know down in the comment section below. I put in a lot of effort to get this roster together and get us set up to be able to utilize this team as we go forward. So make sure you guys leave a like on the video. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. And like I said, comment down below. As always, I'll see you guys in the next video, and I hope you have a good one.